Welcome back to Get to Know with Carïana, and today I am accompanied by...
Hi, I'm Lisey Tigra. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for blessing us with your presence. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you let the people know a little bit about yourself? Who are you and what do you do?
I'm a British Latina artist, guitarist, singer, do a bit of producing, a bit of engineering, songwriting, just a bit of everything.
She said I do the whole shebang. So what came first for you with all those creative talents that you have?
Definitely guitar. I was about 13 when I discovered rock and heavy metal, and I was really obsessed with just like rock stars and just being on stage and having this raw energy, and it really inspired me. Playing guitar gave me a sense of identity when I was a teenager. You know, you're struggling with who you are, trying to figure out what makes you unique, what makes you you, and that definitely made me feel unique and, you know, valuable. I struggled a lot with like self-esteem growing up, you know, bullying in school, and this just empowered me. So yes, guitar is one of my biggest passions, and from there everything just evolved. I wanted to be a session guitarist when I got to London, but then I kind of developed my own creative vision and decided to become an artist. I trained my voice and taught myself how to produce my own demos, and you know, little by little we started building.
And what would you say is your favorite outlet? Which one do you like the most?
I love everything. Like, that's what I love about being an artist, that I get to do everything that I love. I get to play guitar, but I also get to write my own music, sing, perform, dance, you know, create visuals. Right now I'm working on a music video we're shooting tomorrow. So I'm like, you know, involved in all of the creatives of it, and I love it. It fills my heart.
No, I think it's really important to have all those different skills and talents so that you can do those things. I think it's important.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I still, you know, work with other producers. I have a team that's helping me. I'm actually very lucky with this music video because I met some like filmmakers that were really keen to just build their portfolio, and they really loved my music. So they were like, you know, we want to make a music video for you. And yeah, so it's very beautiful to be able to work with other people and collaborate. And but it's good that I've kind of done a bit of everything, because then I can see things, I can kind of guide people, I can express kind of what I want and communicate it in a way that they could understand, so then we can achieve that creative vision that we're all kind of like seeing in our minds.
I love that. And you said when you came to London. So when did you come to London?
About 6 years ago. I was fresh out of high school. I was 17, and I just came here to study guitar. I studied at uni at BIM in Fulham. And yeah, I just did that. You know, going to music school was cool. It was interesting. Like, I met people that have definitely helped me kind of develop. But I also think I've learned a lot more just kind of being out there and actually doing it rather than being in school.
Life really teaches you everything that you need to know sometimes.
Especially as an artist, like, the thing is, no one really tells you much, you know? I feel like it's very gatekept, not just like as in, you know, the context and whatever, but just like information wise. A lot of people don't tell you what it's really like, and you find out along the way.
The hard way.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
Do you feel like we learn better the hard way or the easy way?
I think if you're smart, you can learn the easy way. If you're hard-headed like me, it's definitely the hard way.
I'm with you on that one. I feel like when you're hard-headed, sometimes you need to experience it to be like, maybe so-and-so had a point.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've definitely had that thought go through my mind many times. I should have listened.
Do you play any other instruments, or is it just the guitar?
I play a bit of piano. I started with piano when I was growing up, but then I was like, you know what? I think guitar is a lot cooler.
I mean, you're so sick at the guitar. I've seen you. I've been privileged to see you perform, and I'm like you were talking about rock star, and you exude that rock star energy. You're then like, I'm like, what? Like, I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know, it takes me to another realm when I play guitar. It's a very beautiful thing.
So would you say you grew up listening to rock, or?
Yeah, I grew up like listening to a bit of everything. Like I grew up listening to mostly Colombian music, a lot of reggaeton, you know, we're all like 7 years old, just like being like,
Perreando.
cuatro no se ve.
Literally.
Literally thinking back on it, I'm like, we shouldn't have been listening to that.
Mother, why did you have me dancing with my cousins to this music?
My dad is British, and he was like, what is this music? Of the devil. Like,
and you're like, it's so good, Dad.
Yeah, hey, perreo. And he's like, my child. But yeah, then I discovered Michael Jackson and became heavily obsessed. I was that weird kid at school that had like an obsession with Michael Jackson. I was literally famous at my school because I was the kid that was obsessed with Michael Jackson. I would like wear the tapes around my fingers.
I love that.
I would like laminate pictures of him and like kiss them.
It's not a bad person to have as, you know, as inspo and to admire. He literally is a legend, an OG. I think so many beats that people sample, they have a touch of Michael Jackson on them.
100%.
Like 100%.
He was revolutionary. Like, yeah, he inspires me in many ways for sure. He also, very smart.
What were you doing when he died? Do you remember?
Yeah, I forced my teacher to let me put posters of him all over the classroom.
I love this.
People were like literally calling my parents being like, is she okay? Like literally like a family member died. And my mom was like, no, I don't know if we're gonna get through this. Like I wasn't eating. I was like going on a hunger strike.
Bless you.
Yeah, it was weirdly tough. And I was like 9, 8. Yeah.
I think a lot of people remember like what they were doing when significant people die. You're like, I remember I was at home. My cousin was equally obsessed, and I think she called us. We were like, Michael Jackson died. He died. And we were like, what? And we were like, turned on the news, and it was everywhere.
It was insane, yeah. 100%.
No, we did lose a legend, 100%. Yeah. So what do you think of the Latin scene here in the UK?
I love it. Like, for me, it was very important to, like, discover it. I spent a lot of years in London not really being aware of it. But then once I did kind of go into it, it really changed. I think my direction as an artist as well. I think before I was very isolated. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anyone. Like, I came to London without knowing anybody. So I would just kind of be in my room, playing guitar, doing my own demos. But I don't know. I didn't have input from, like, the outside world, which is important in music. So then once I discovered it, and I was really missing Colombia and like feeling like I needed to like express like my Latina being. I was just feeling very repressed by like British culture. So yeah, once I discovered it, like fully changed things for me. It's so nice to like have a community that supports. You know, we still have a way to go, but like we're making moves, and I think it's a beautiful thing to just like have a community behind you and be part of something bigger. So
100%. And where were you before London?
In Colombia.
Love that. So what was that like, making that transition from Colombia to London? What was that like?
It was, I mean, I was very like, I wasn't like scared of going to a new place. I was very much like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want to be independent. I think I just wanted to see like another part of the world. I read a lot of these biographies by like these rock stars, and I love like Iron Maiden and Led Zepp, and they're all British bands. So I was like, I'm just gonna go out there and be a rock star.
Love that.
I was a little bit naive, you know. I thought that I was just gonna come here and like everything was gonna just happen because I was like so, you know,
focused, tunnel vision.
Yeah, I was just like, this is gonna happen. But then, you know, things take time, and there's been a lot of like moments where I felt like maybe I should have stayed in Colombia because there I already had a base, I already had. But I just started from fresh, and
that's hard. Yeah. Like, that's not easy. Like, big respects and like kudos to you, because it is really hard as well. And I think being a young female as well, the music industry can be very male dominant as well.
Yeah.
So to have that fire. And I feel like that's like that Latina energy. You're like, I don't care. I'm going to go and do my thing. And it's like you're doing it. And I love to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think, like, things take a lot of time. And sometimes things don't happen in, like, the time frame that you have sort of envisioned in your mind. And it takes a lot of strength and character to get through that. So I've definitely, like, built that over the years being in London. But, you know, I think things are moving, and it gives me a bit of... it just motivates me to keep going.
What advice would you give someone that does face, like, setbacks? Because there will, in every career, in every industry that you get into, you will be faced with something that will set you back. How, for you, because everyone is different, what works for you to overcome those obstacles?
I think it's just, like, if you have a really big passion for it, there's really no alternative. Like, you just have to keep going. Like, there's many times that I felt like, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe I was a bit, like, over my head thinking that I was just going to be a rock star. So maybe I should just, you know, kind of ground myself and do, you know, get a real job. So, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I start kind of, at one point, like, I was applying for, like, office jobs. I was like, you know, being a musician, like, is very hard. Like, obviously, I teach guitar. I do guitar gigs, and that's how I make my living. But, you know, it's still, like, you could probably do better doing something else. So, you know, I've had times where I've just for 3 days, just been in bed crying, applying for jobs.
As you do.
Yeah.
As you do. I think that's normal.
Yeah. Literally. I think everyone has, like, that shared
We
experience.
all have those moments where we're like, I need to actually get a job right now. Is this what I gotta do?
So yeah, and then, like, I don't know, maybe next week I get a call from someone being like, oh, let's do this session, and I just go and do it, and then I do this one, and it just keeps on going because there's no way I'm gonna stop doing what I love. So opportunities just keep presenting themselves. You just have to get through those, like, you know, dry patches when you just feel like not a lot is happening. But you never know who's listening to your music. You never know who's talking about you. You never know who's going to call you next week. So, like, you just have to keep going.
No, that's so true. Do you have management?
Yeah, I have a manager. His name is Troy, and I always say, like, he was literally an angel sent from the heavens because when he came into my life, I was very disheartened. Like, it was probably around that time that I was in bed crying, searching for jobs, and he kind of, like, I guess, like, saw something in me, like, believed in me, and saw the vision, and it was the first time that somebody had, you know, like, helped me in a way that's, like, you know, they're not charging you, like, they're not, like, you're not paying by the hour at a studio, like, being stressed. It's, like, just someone that comes in and says, I want to be a part of your team, I'm gonna help you out, like, and I'm gonna make this happen. And, like, that for me really changed things, and since then I felt even more motivated to work and pursue this because I know that he's putting in a lot of work as well, so I want to make it good for both of us. You know, I want him to, like, kind of see the fruits of his labor as well. So I think it's really important to have a team that believes in you, and whenever you feel like things are not happening, you keep on going, not for yourself but for someone else. Like, that's important as well.
And I think that's beautiful to have that communal feeling within a team, because I love how you're wording it, because it's not so much like work and business. It's like you said, like, if there's a day where I'm on a low, I'm going to go a bit harder because I know so and so is there to support me, which really 100%. Is a beautiful thing. That's lovely.
Yeah, like, when you feel alone, like, when you feel like you're the only one grinding for it, it's like, if you stop, it's not going to affect anyone but yourself. So you're like, okay, whatever. But if you know that if you stop, other people are going to be disappointed and other people are going to feel like their time was wasted, that makes you think twice.
It's very, very true. So last year I saw you perform at a couple festivals. So what would you say was a highlight from last year? Because I saw you did loads of gigs.
I think, those festivals were really special because I was very lucky. I applied for a grant earlier in the year from the Arts Council, and it came through just a few weeks before. So it was such a big help. I always want to have a band with me on stage, that like.
And I feel like that adds such a touch to your performances. Like live music, it just penetrates you. So it just adds a whole different vibe.
Yeah, 100%. But it's difficult, for independent artists just starting out. Like, it's expensive to have a band, to have a good band. Like, it's not something that everyone can afford. So as soon as I got that grant, like, I knew exactly what I was doing. I was getting a band. I was getting an MD. I was redoing the arrangements for my songs to make them live arrangements. I got a choreographer. I choreographed like the whole thing. I got dancers, and not just like choreography, like dancing, but like moments where like they would hand me the guitar, I would play my solo, I would take it off. Like, I just love that stuff because like I love Prince, and like he did that. He was just like doing all the things, and I was just like, so that's something that I want to do. And it was the first time doing that kind of performance, and it was a lot of work, and it's a lot going on. So I think it's just the beginning of my vision that I have for my live performances, but I'm really happy that I kind of managed to start bringing it to life.
Like you set a bar like here, because I remember you're like there, and then like you said, you got the dancers taking off your guitar and like, I don't know, changing wardrobe, and I'm like, so much is happening in this moment. Like I'm so involved. Like what's happening there?
I love that. Like I just love the drama. I love the. Like, I don't know, just like the magic of a performance.
Like, you definitely have your niche, and I think that's so important, especially nowadays. You need to stand out. And it's like just the small details is what's going to make you stand out from everybody else, because it really was like you're in for a show. It wasn't so much like a performance. It was a show.
Yeah, I always want to give you a show.
And it was a show. It was giving everything and more. It was like, are you seeing? Yes, I'm seeing this. Like,
thank
it was
you
so good.
That makes me so happy to hear.
No, I loved it. Like, hoping for maybe in the new year, maybe a headline show, or I don't know.
Yeah,
just
maybe.
Putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm. Festivals outside of the UK are also one of my goals. I want to go to Spain. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Troy.
Yeah, putting it out there.
No, yes, we're working on things for sure. It's hard in the music industry because sometimes it feels like a lot of opportunities get presented to you, but not a lot consolidate and become a reality. So it's a lot of like, yay, yay, like yeah, it's like literally that's like my everyday. Until one of those things actually happen and materialize, and you're like, we did it, happy, and then on to the next.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of that, it's a...
You were talking about how you applied for a grant. Now, I feel like that's something that maybe most artists wouldn't think of doing or might not have the knowledge of.
Yeah.
Do you mind talking a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Pablo. He is the one that informed me about, like, the grant. I think he went to, like, one of those panels that he's always at, and he was like, did you know that you could like just apply for like free money from the government to fund your artistry? And I was like,
say what?
Like, yeah. And I did it. It was one day before the deadline, because I went in the day after, and I was like, oh, the deadline's tomorrow, like, and I just filled out the form. I felt like I just did it so rushed, but like so passionate. I was just like, I feel like they could feel like it was probably very like discombobulated and kind of like, yeah, frantic application.
This girl wants the money.
But I feel like they felt the passion, and I think that's what you have to do in these applications. So just show that you have something to say, and you want to say it very bad. And that's how I got the grant. And honestly, it was a very happy moment.
Is it like you said? It's from an arts council?
Yeah, the Arts Council England, I think it's called. Yeah,
cool.
Like
so it doesn't matter what borough you're from or anything, you can just apply.
Yeah, I think anywhere in the country you can apply, and there's others as well. There's like PRS, there's a few others that you can apply for. So I would just say like apply to all of them.
And off camera, we were talking about as an artist how to make money from your artistry, 'cause we were saying it is difficult to make money from streams, but there's other ways. And you were talking about sync?
Sync.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of sync at the moment.
What is sync, if for those who don't know what it is?
So sync is basically when you make music to get synced to like TV shows, ads, films, just like any kind of like audio visual thing that they need music for. People go to sync libraries and just kind of pick songs, and you can get royalties from that. You can sometimes also get like one-off payments, like you can work with companies that give you advances, which is kind of what I'm doing now. And yeah, it's just like a great way to make money from music that you've created. So yeah, I recommend it. It takes a while to get into it. You know, at the beginning I was doing things with no advance, and obviously they can take years to get plays and even more years to actually see the royalties from it. But you know, you work your way up. You find the ones that give advances. Like, it's just you know, you just have to put in the work.
No, I think it's a really good thing for people to know. Like, there are other avenues that you can still make your music, but you can also get paid in another way.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm really lucky because I've since I got to London, I've been working as a musician. So I started as a guitar teacher. Literally, as soon as I got here, I went to a guitar teacher, and he was like, "You shouldn't be coming to classes. Like, you should be giving them." So he set me up with students. He said,
"You're too good for this lesson, girl. You're too good."
So he set me up with students, and I started doing that part-time while I was in university, and then I built up my student base to full-time, and now I do session work. Now I'm doing theater as well. I'm doing a pantomime. Well, I did a pantomime in December. Yeah, and it's fun. Like, I love doing theater. I'm just there in the pit, like, vibing.
So cool.
Yeah, and it's cool that I get to do music for a living, but it's also nice when I create something and then get paid from that. That's also nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
And if you weren't doing a career in music, what would you be doing?
I would be an astrophysicist.
Oh, she said beauty and brains.
Like, in my little lab robe and some glasses, and just I'd be like a sexy physicist.
I love that. We love that. Beauty and brains all the way.
Yeah, I love, I was very, like, naturally good at maths growing up. I used to go to, like, Math Olympics. I was, like, that nerdy kid. Honestly, I was so weird in school.
But I love that, though. You're giving smart and talented. I don't find it weird at all.
Oh, thank you. But, yeah, and then I really love, just, like, astrophysics in terms of, like, you know, studying the planets, like, studying, like, the world as kind of, like, out there that we don't see, that we're not aware of all the time. It's like so incredible, and some things just fully like blow your mind. Like, girl, like quantum physics, like
no,
it will, like
life is of quantum physics, like literally.
Yeah, and like the things that kind of happen in that realm, like they're so different to like what we see in the day-to-day life, and it changes your perspective on a lot of things. And what I like about it is I feel like it takes you out of yourself. So I still like to study that and do that in my free time, because sometimes music and the music industry can be like very ego driven, and that can be very toxic, like, and very unhealthy for yourself. So sometimes it's good to study things that are just so above you, because then you're like, I'm nothing. Like, this is
it's
nothing.
Very humbling.
Yeah,
very
it
humbling.
Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I love it. And it's something that I do want to pursue in the future. I love Brian May, the guitarist from Queen. He is really kind of famous because he, you know, had his career with Queen, and they toured and stuff. And then he was like, I'm bored of this, and he just went and got a PhD in physics. So yeah, I was like, that's cool. Like, I might just do that when I'm like 40. I'll just go and...
Oh, I know. So I'm going to switch it up now.
Yeah.
I've conquered my rockstar life. On to the next one.
Yeah.
And if you could collaborate with any living artist, who would you collaborate with?
Oh, I think Kaliuchi's, like, I love her.
I love her.
She's so cool because I think she's like one of those first artists to really like start that
alternative
like,
vibe. Yeah,
alternative. And she started fully like singing in English, but then she managed to go into her like more Latin direction in a very amazing way that a lot of people embrace. And I think that's very difficult because sometimes, you know, it can be hard to change lanes in the music industry. Like, I took all my music down that I did before I started this, because, yeah, it's just sometimes hard for an audience to kind of know that there's so many sides to you as an artist. Sometimes you just kind of have to stick to one thing first. So that's why I really admire her. Like, I think she did it and she killed it, so.
Amazing. And before we go on to our game, 3 things you would like to accomplish for this new year.
Oh, well, I want to play a festival outside of the UK. I want to release music. I want to have at least like 5 or 6 singles out this year. And I want to... I don't know.
So you put me on the spot. We can go with those 2.
Yeah, I just want to be like happy making music. Like, I just want to see like the fruits of my labor. I just want to feel good as an artist. Like, I want to feel fulfilled. Like, yeah.
This is what we all want in life. No, I love that. You ready for our game? So we're going to play a little cheeky game of what do you prefer.
Okay.
So there'll be quick fire questions. So whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay.
Yeah? Bachata o merengue?
Bachata.
Salsa o cumbia?
Cumbia.
Arepa o empanadas?
Arepa.
Café o té?
Té.
Bandeja paisa o una picada?
Una picada.
Sancocho o ajiaco?
Ajiaco. All the way. All the way.
She didn't even hesitate. She's like, it's that one. Montaña o playa?
Playa.
Buñuelos o pan de hornos?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Depends the time of year. Like summer, like I like pan de hornos, but at Christmas, like I just need my buñuelos.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like almost illegal not to have buñuelos in Christmas time.
Yeah, 100%.
Colombiana o ponimalta?
Colombiana.
Rancheras o vallenatos?
Vallenatos.
Día o noche?
Noche.
Que te invitan o que usted invita a la gente?
Que me inviten.
Yeah, take me out, bring me. Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Rice or pasta?
Pasta. All the way.
I find that one as a Colombian is really hard to answer sometimes because we eat so much rice.
But
I love pasta.
Yeah, pasta, because you can do like so many things with pasta. Like rice is just kind of there. Like rice is just there, like
she's
on the
like,
side
you're
of the
the
plate.
side.
Like, yeah.
Pasta is the main.
Yeah, exactly. She's the main character.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off.
Do you sleep with underwear or no underwear?
No underwear. What kind of psycho sleeps in underwear?
There
It's
you
so
go. I mean, I personally think it's better to sleep with nothing on, so I agree. Do you stay the night or do you go home?
Depends.
And with that, we're going to leave it on a cliffhanger. Leslie, thank you so much for coming down. I've really enjoyed
that
this.
That went so quick. How long was that? Half an hour? That one went so quick.
No, I loved it. Thank you so much. Where can people follow you if they want to follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Lisey Tigra and TikTok at Lisey Tigra _ and on Spotify, please follow me on Spotify. Thank you.
And that's it for today. I've been Carïana with Get to Know, brought to you by ALTODOUK and Geminis Management. So you know what to do already. I'm going to repeat it. Share, subscribe, like, comment, send it to la abuela, la tía, el tío, pa' todos. You already know what to do. Lisey Tigra. Con el carro rompiendo, yeah. No quiero saber qué estás, no me importa lo que no. Eres una hipócrita, siempre una incógnita. No quiero saber tu